Thank you very much for inviting me today. I'm delighted to be here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what it actually means being a sponsor, what it involves. I've put my name there and my title. I'm Director of Academies and Trusts for the university. My children always say to me, what does that mean? What do you actually do? But clearly need a week-long residential for me to explain this to you. But the reason why I've put this there is really to show you the commitment from my institution's point of view. You know at university, professors, researchers, lecturers, deans, but I challenge you to find another institution where they have created this kind of infrastructure in order to deliver academies and trusts. I work directly to the Deputy Vice-Chancellor with an executive. This is to show how important an activity this is for us. In terms of the background, this is some of the work that we've already done, and these are some of the steps that are involved. I'm not going to go into this in any detail because actually, fortunately, you've heard quite a lot about this already in terms of what is involved, writing an expression of interest, devising and delivering an ethos and a vision, and contributing with partners to an education brief, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, once the academy is open, or the University Technical College, or the Free School, or the Studio School, the involvement doesn't stop. So there's a lot of responsibility for sponsors to continue to be involved. That could be around curriculum development, that could be around pupil and staff development, some kind of scholarship arrangements, staff training, buddying schemes, mentoring schemes, all sorts of different opportunities. Resources, and again, you've heard this afternoon, not always just financial resources, but very often it's about time and expertise that we share. In our particular context, being a university, there's an element of research that we've brought into our academies, and then, of course, governance. The governors, the sponsors of the academy, are ultimately the ones that are responsible for the education of the young people. So very hands-on, very proactive governance is absolutely critical, and that's where sponsors' expertise and commitment and input is very important. Now, I've put rationale and purpose here because I think one of the lessons that we've learned is be clear about that purpose and be very clear about that rationale. What's in it for us? Why are we doing this? Now, that's not a kind of financial interest, clearly, but I think it's important to understand the motivation behind sponsorship. And we've heard a lot about CSR, and clearly, there's a lot of philanthropical interest in putting something back into society, in giving, especially to young people, time and expertise and opportunity. Nobody asks any questions when things go well, but the moment they don't, I think it's absolutely critical to be clear about something that will cost a lot of resource, commitment and input, and why we're doing this and what the purpose of it is. I've given you some examples here that won't be relevant in your context, but are very relevant in mine. So through this very deep engagement with academies and trusts and university technical colleges, we deliver widening participation. We build skills in the young people before they come to university. So when they then do, their experience is a successful one. Okay? If you are heading up a big law firm, then your interest might be succession planning or recruitment issues. But having that clarity of purpose, I think, is really important, and it's one of the key lessons that we've learned. In terms of you've heard a lot of these points have already been made, so I won't repeat them, but some of the kind of points to watch, I think it's really important, again, to understand how much involvement will be required. Now, I've recruited a lot of staff from the university and from other partner organizations to be involved and to give that support. And it's been absolutely fantastic, but be clear, it will take resource and it will take commitment. The institutional buy-in, again, we've heard about this. Sometimes it comes from a networking event like this. Sometimes it comes from an individual's passion. But, institutional buy-in is very important. And that very short journey that I have to take down the corridor to the Deputy Vice-Chancellor or to the Vice-Chancellor is critical. We need to have the highest level support in there. Are we in it just to kind of open academy? No, we're not. This is about making long-term changes, making long-term transformation. So we need to be clear about kind of sustainability of efforts that we put in there, of resources we put in there, and support. Is it worth it? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes. It's an amazing opportunity to be involved in shaping young people's lives, in transforming educational experiences. And it's an opportunity for us, for you, for me, to walk the walk, to not just complain about schools not delivering, but to step in and help make better education a reality. Thank you.